Good morning. I call the meeting to order. We have a quorum. All three commissioners are present. Commissioner Gross will lead us in the flag salute.
Can't read my agenda because it's folded
Hold
under.
it over.
Chairman, I move we approve the minutes of January 14th, 2013.
Second?
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any additions, deletions, corrections? Call for the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Minutes are approved. Public comment? We have no public comment. Go right into the notice agenda.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tim Elsey, Lewis County Public Works Director.
Hold on just a second.
Make a motion.
I move that we approve the notice agenda, items 1 and 2.
Second?
Motion has been made and seconded for the notice agenda.
Speaking to item number 1 on your notice agenda, call for bids for the 2013 chip rock proposal. Bids are due to the clerk of the board on or before 11 a.m. on February 12th, 2013, and this is resolution number 13-021. As you're aware, every year we go out to bid for chip rock for doing chip sealing to maintain our existing paved roads and also to provide for our 3R or rehabilitation program, which we do 5 miles of rehabilitation every year, which consists of cement treated base and then adding rock and then either doing a hot mix asphalt or putting chip seal over the top of that. This year we are going with chip seal for all 5 miles of road, and plus we're trying to do 75 miles of chip seal road on existing paved roadways just to maintain those roadways. We met with the gravel contractors throughout the county, and they asked us to do this a little bit different this year than we have in the past. So we actually have 3 different schedules this year. We have a Schedule A, a Schedule B, and a Schedule C. The Schedule A is basically for the east side of the county, Schedule B is for the west side of the county, and Schedule C will allow contractors to bid on both the east and the west sides of the county, giving a more variety and a better chance for different contractors to be able to bid on these projects. As I mentioned before, these are due on February 12th at 11 a.m.
Yeah, Tim, I just wanted to comment. The meeting that was held with the contractors was designed or requested by them and by me so that they could allow for their input. And one of their complaints was that some of our bids were coming out too late for them to really provide the stuff that they needed to provide. The sand for our roads is sometimes a byproduct of the chip seal rock. And so they were saying if we can get the chip seal rock out sooner, then we have a better chance of bidding on the sand. That follow?
That's correct, except for the new process for doing the chips, they no longer use sand as a byproduct, so we will be bidding sand separately.
But it will bid earlier.
It will bid earlier, and this is really the hardest product for any of the contractors to make. It has a very high cleanliness value, meaning that it has to be washed. We can have, I think it's 0.8% passing the 200, which is dust. It's just, when I say 200, that's 200 openings per inch on a sieve. So the reason for that spec is so that the oil will adhere to the rock and we get a better product on the chip seal. So, but this is the toughest spec that we put out, whether it's through crust surfacing top course, crust surfacing base course, sand, or chip rock. This is the toughest one that we put out. Speaking to item number 2 on your notice agenda, approving the temporary closure of a portion of Airport Road to all through traffic through April 30th, 2013. This is resolution number 13-022. As you're aware, we originally closed the Airport Road to the meat house on earlier this year, and it was to be closed through December 31st of this year. The construction on that project is still going on. The main construction is completed, but there are still safety improvements that need to be done, including guardrail, including a couple of openings for field accesses. And they're asking, and when I say they, Washington State Department of Transportation, who is the main contractor on this project, is asking that this road remain closed through April 30th of this year. They are also going out to bid on, or the plan is to go out to bid on March 4th of this year for the remainder of the project, including the Mellon Street overpass. And so in the future, this roadway will be closed from the north down to the south. Currently, it's been closed from the south up to the north.
Does that answer your question, Edna? We talked about that this morning.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion on the notice agenda?
Nope.
I'll call for the question then. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Notice agenda is passed.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the consent agenda, items 3 through 18, resolutions 13-023 through 13-038.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded.
Item 3 is our weekly approval of warrants. We have 250 regular warrants to be approved by the county for payment against the county in the amount of $1,104,071.21. And there are payroll benefits, auto deposits, and warrants, a total of 258 net pay warrants for approval of $237,392.
Item number 4, resolution number 13-024, appointing a member to the Community Action Council. This resolution will appoint Ron Averill to serve on this board until December 31st, 2013. Would you like to say any comments?
I think Ron has served on this board as county commissioner and as expressed a willingness to continue to serve. This is an agency that provides low-cost housing and different things to the counties involved, and so he's asked if very generously offered to serve on that committee to continue on there. So this appoints Ron to that continuing position on the CAC. The next item, numbers 13-025, is funding provided for a couple of organizations to provide historical preservation in the county. The Lewis County Historical Museum receives funding from the county from 2 or 3 or 4 different sources. This particular fund is the commissioner's $1 fund that's used for historical preservation, and we've elected to provide $15,000 of this fund for the Lewis County Historical Museum. And when the Glenoma Grade School was demolished last year before, a group of people requested that they be allowed to use some of the product from that school to establish a living monument of that building, and they are doing so at the Glenoma Fire Department, and I've requested some funding for that in the amount of $2,000, and that money is being funneled through a 501c3, the White Pass Historical Museum, to fund that project. So we're allocating $17,000 out of the Auditor's O&M Fund 159 for historical preservation in the county. Rose?
I'm Rose Bowman, Lewis County Treasurer. We're doing Resolution 13026, but there's a little issue here because the title is incorrect. It actually should be referring to writing off personal property taxes, not tax foreclosure sale. So I don't know if you have to repost that or not.
Well, the resolution itself addresses the personal property. It
Okay,
doesn't-
just the title, okay.
Right, just the title.
Okay, well, as you know, one of the many responsibilities of the Lewis County Treasurer is collecting taxes, both real and personal. And we recently held this foreclosure sale to sell the uncollectible real property taxes and move on with those. And today I am here before you regarding personal property taxes. And as always, we do tremendous due diligence to try to chase down these taxes and collect them. As you can see, the total is just over $4,000, which is a de minimis amount according to the overall tax that we actually collect. And most of them are very small items that would cost a lot of money to chase down, and it's really not worth it. And some of them are uncollectible because we can't find them, the personal property. If we can find personal property, we can distrain and sell it, but in this case, it wouldn't be possible because we don't know where it is.
Now, Rose, three of these are mobile homes.
Uh-huh.
If they're gone and they're destroyed, can we then remove them from the books completely?
You're talking to the wrong office, sir. All I can deal with is the taxes. I can't deal with what's on the tax rolls.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Rose, could you tell us, what are some of the ways in which you try to locate these individuals?
Well, we actually visit businesses if we can. We call them on the phone. Most of these are businesses, as you know. Sometimes we have some farming, personal property, but most of the time it's business. We try to call them. We may go see them, and those kinds of things. And we work with the assessor's office on the mobile homes, and if we are unsuccessful, we ask them to verify where it is, and a lot of times they've disappeared. Mobile homes have a way of evaporating.
Being mobile.
Yeah, they do evaporate really well. There's a couple of businesses on here that are in foreclosure collection, and the equipment they have is de minimis, so it didn't seem to be worth our efforts to try to go take it away from the other foreclosure sale.
Thank you.
Okay? Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Amanda Migliaccio, financial analyst for the Auditor's Office, speaking on item number 7, Resolution 13-027, approving the county's simplified indirect cost allocation plan. This resolution is to establish the cost allocation rate that will be effective during the 2013 fiscal year. The plan was prepared in accordance with OMB Circular A-87 and establishes an indirect cost rate of 17.66%. The rate may be used by county departments for any federal grants or contracts that permit the reimbursement of indirect costs. The rate is applied to direct salaries charged to the grant in order to determine the indirect costs that are billable.
Anybody have any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Archie?
Good morning, Commissioners. Archie Smith with Lewis County Human Resources. I'm here to present item number 8, resolution number 13028, approving the MOU between Teamsters 252 representing the assessors group regarding the health and welfare insurance for 2013. Basically, what I'm presenting to you is approval of a resolution for a memorandum of understanding between Lewis County Assessor's Office and Teamsters 252 representing the assessors group. What this resolution is allowing is for that group and its management to move from UEBT, health and welfare insurance, over to Teamsters Welfare Trust medical insurance. This move is, it's basically going from a union insurance to another union insurance. It's a benefit to the employees, and that's why the board has brought this up. And it does not threaten any of the employees or the county in its other insurance standings.
Archie, what does UEBT stand for?
United Benefits Employees Trust.
Next resolution is 13-029, is the appointment of members to the Distressed Counties Rural Economic Development Fund Advisory Board. And this is an annual appointment that we do. And this year, the appointees are, this involves a mayor from one of the cities of Centralia and Chehalis and a port commissioner from one of those two ports, a member of the Board of County Commissioners, and a member of the East Lewis County Public Development Authority. And those members for 2013 are F. Lee Gross, Lewis County; Tony Ketchum, City of Chehalis; Ken Smith, City of Vader; Matt Evans, Port of Centralia; and Beth Thames from the East Lewis County PDA.
Tim Elsey, Lewis County Public Works Director, speaking to item number 10 on your consent agenda, resolution number 13-030, declaration of certain equipment as surplus county property. As you're aware, Lewis County Code requires that prior to disposal of any county property that has a certain value, it must be declared surplus. This resolution will declare the items listed in Exhibit A as surplus. We will do our best to sell this to any local agencies at a wholesale price if they choose to purchase any of this equipment. Otherwise, it will then go to Ritchie Brothers for auction in March of 2013.
Would you explain to me if there are any county employees that are eligible to bid on this, and what are the restrictions?
I don't know all of this in detail, but basically, if any county employee has any decision-making authority over this equipment, then they cannot bid on this equipment. In other words, the county commissioners cannot bid on any of the equipment. I cannot bid on any of the equipment. Any of the people in the direct chain of command of this equipment that or have been part of the maintenance of this equipment can bid on it.
So Public Works, or a good part of Public Works, is all ineligible?
That's correct. Speaking to item number 11, resolution number 13-031, authorizing the purchase of one new 90,000-pound lifting hoist. The Central Shop Heavy Duty Repair Facility, Fleet Division of Lewis County Department of Public Works, has expressed a need for a vehicle hoist that is capable of lifting heavy-duty trucks and heavy-duty off-road equipment. A 90,000-pound vehicle hoist was scheduled, budgeted, and approved for purchase in the year 2013. ARA Hetra offers a heavy-duty lifting system through the Washington State contract for $57,250.31, with which Lewis County has an interlocal agreement. Central Shop would need 3 480-volt receptacles wired to accommodate the hoist. Lewis County Facilities Division solicited bids from all the electrical contractors on the small works roster, and Travers Electric was the lowest responsive bid at $6,042.19. This resolution would authorize Lewis County Director of Public Works to sign a contract between ARI Hetra and Travers Electric and Lewis County for the purchase of one new 90,000-pound lifting hoist in the amount of $63,292.50.
Any questions? John Deere tractors?
Sorry?
The next one is John Deere tractors?
Yes. Speaking to item number 12, resolution number 13-032, authorizing the purchase of 2 John Deere tractor brush cutters. The Maintenance and Operations Division of Lewis County Public Works Department has determined that 2 tractor brush cutters in the fleet are in need of replacement and are scheduled, budgeted, and approved for replacement in the year 2013. Washington Tractors Incorporated offers a tractor brush cutter through the Washington State contract with which Lewis County has an interlocal agreement. Lewis County has reached an agreement with Washington Tractor Incorporated for 2 2013 tractor brush cutters that meet our needs. This resolution would authorize the Director of Public Works for Lewis County to sign a contract between Washington Tractor Incorporated and Lewis County for the purchase of 2 2013 John Deere tractor brush cutters in the amount of $297,392.78.
Any questions?
I just note that Washington Tractor is a local contractor that we're purchasing from.
On Hamilton Road in Chehalis.
Speaking to item number 13, resolution number 13-033, authorizing the purchase of 2 new chemical spray tank systems. The Maintenance and Operation Division of the Lewis County Public Works Department has determined that 2 chemical spray tanks in the fleet are in need of replacement and are scheduled, budgeted, and approved for replacement in the year 2013. King County has an open contract with North Star Industries and has provided Lewis County a copy of their invitation to bid tabulation, and bid advertising. Lewis County has an interlocal agreement with King County and has reached an agreement with North Star Industries for 2 2013 chemical spray tank systems that meet our needs. This resolution would authorize the Director of Public Works for Lewis County to sign a contract between North Star Industries and Lewis County for the purchase of 2 2013 chemical spray tank systems in the amount of $162,719.19. And finally, speaking to item number 14, resolution number 13-034, authorizing the purchase of 2 new chemical spray truck chassis. The Maintenance and Operation Division of Lewis County Public Works Department has determined that 2 chemical spray trucks in the fleet are in need of replacement and were scheduled, budgeted, and approved for replacement in the year 2013. Columbia Ford offers a medium-duty truck chassis through the Washington State contract, which Lewis County has an interlocal agreement. Lewis County has reached an agreement with Columbia Ford for 2 2013 truck chassis that meet our need. This resolution would authorize the Director of Public Works for Lewis County to sign a contract between Columbia Ford and Lewis County for the purchase of 2 2013 Ford truck chassis in the amount of $101,809.71.
Tim, before you leave, for the general public, the money to purchase these equipments comes out of our ER&R fund.
That's correct.
So these are funds that are set aside for purchasing new equipment to replace equipment that has basically lived its useful life for the county. And so these are funds that are set aside for that purpose. This isn't new money that's coming out of the coffer somewhere. We're not taxing anybody new to get this money. It's all money that we've already budgeted for in the past and allowed to accumulate.
That's correct, and that's a very good point. Every piece of equipment that belongs to the Equipment Replacement or Revolving Fund is paid for through the different departments through an inter-office payment for direct cost, indirect cost, and replacement cost. The replacement costs have already been put in the fund balance, and this is taking the fund balance and purchasing these pieces of equipment.
And then the new equipment will also be put on that, and so as time goes by,
And it will
we need new equipment,
self-perpetuate.
we'll be able to do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, Michael Strozik, Director of Central Services. Item number 15 on your agenda today is Resolution number 13-035, appointment of a member to the Southwest Washington Fair Commission. In May of 2011, this board appointed Mr. Richard DeBolt to the Southwest Washington Fair Commission for a 4-year term. Unfortunately, due to new commitments by Mr. DeBolt, he is no longer able to meet the requirements of the meetings and stuff, and has since resigned in the month of December from the Fair Commission. This appointment will reappoint Mr. Dan Rich, who was an original member and served as a president of the Fair Commission from 2009 to 2011 for the balance of the term that Mr. DeBolt was originally appointed to, which would expire in May of 2015. In addition, the board should be aware that this coming May, you have 3 vacancies that will be on the board for your consideration for further appointments. This is to fill only the unexpired term of Mr. DeBolt.
Any further questions?
Item number 16 on your agenda is resolution number 13-036, approving an interlocal agreement with Lewis County Fire District number 10, which is in the Packwood area, for computer and software maintenance services. This is the standard agreement that I've been bringing forth to you. They're 2-year agreements. This one will expire at the end of December of 2014, and it allows our IT department to work on the fire department's computers, specifically the Spillman system that is owned and operated operated by the Lewis County 911 Center. The rate is the standard $55 per hour for business hours, $80 per hour for after-hours call-out. Item number 17, which is resolution number 13-037, is approving an interlocal agreement with Lewis County Fire District number 4, which is in the Morton area, for computer and software maintenance services. This is the identical agreement to item number 16 above. The same rates applied, the same expiration is December of 2014. And we probably have 6 or 8 more agencies that have the option of opting into this service if they would like. I know there's been staggering of these coming in, but as soon as the agreements get turned into us, we bring them forth to the board.
Thank you.
Item number 18 on your agenda is resolution number 13-038, ratifying a resolution with the Army Corps of Engineers for flood emergency assistance on the Salzer Creek levee. The Salzer Creek levee suffered some damage due to high water and rains in December of 2012. That was brought to my attention, I believe, on about the January 3rd of 2013, and we went out, myself and Ross McDowell from DEM, and inspected the levee. We immediately noticed about 30 feet had sloughed off of the bank on the west portion of the levee. Contact was made with the Army Corps of Engineers. They responded down, did their inspection, as they have jurisdiction on the levee along with us. Through that, a declaration of emergency was passed by this board, allowing the Army Corps of Engineers to do some work on the levee to shore it up until permanent repairs can come. That declaration and a formal request to the Corps was submitted to them and approved, and they in turn came back down with their engineers and re-inspected the levee. And that was on January 15th, I believe, off the top of my head. Along with that inspection, they submitted a new resolution form that they required from us to be immediately submitted to continue the repair process. On January 16th, I brought that resolution before the Board of County Commissioners during your open staff meeting and requested the signature at that time, due to the time-sensitive nature of that signature. At that time, the board did sign the resolution, and another accompanying document was filled out allowing the Director of Central Services to sign further documents on behalf of the board to continue the repair process. Those forms have been sent back to the Army Corps of Engineers, so we have met our deadlines.
So the job is done because all the forms are filled out?
Sir, how many years in the Coast Guard? It doesn't move quite that fast.
I understand, so we want to move to the part of when are they going to fix it?
The last I have heard is that they are designing the repairs at this time. But we do have an understanding with the Seattle-based office that if we have a high water event, that they will respond within 3 hours to shore it up. We have done everything on our side and submitted that to them, and we are pushing them to make sure that they get down here. Like I said, they have visited it twice. I wish I could tell you that the emergency repairs have been made, but I can't. If we make the repairs ourselves, there is a clause in all their paperwork that before they start their emergency repairs, we have to pay for and remove our repairs. Yeah, I smiled too, Commissioner Gross, when I saw that clause. What this resolution does, in a nutshell, is ratifies your signature of January 16th on their resolution form.
I might add that the one reason we did this on the 16th is we didn't have a board meeting on the 21st for the
Correct.
holiday, so we couldn't wait till didn't feel like we could wait till today to pass this.
I think it should also be noted, this is the first board meeting since then, and the forms had to be submitted, I think it was by the 24th, so.
Thank you, Mike.
Any further questions on the consent agenda? Then I'll call for the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? That is approved. We now have two different hearings. The hearings will start out with a staff report, followed by a question and answer period. After I close the question and answer period, they will have the formal report and public testimony. If you are interested in testifying in either of these, please sign up on the sheet over here on the lectern. So the first one is a non-exclusive franchise to Lakeview Terrace Water Group, resolution number 13-039. Mr. Unzelman.
Larry Unzelman, Real Estate Services Manager, speaking to Resolution 13-039 to consider granting a non-exclusive franchise to Lakeview Terrace Water Group to construct, operate, and maintain a water system on all county roads that lie within the Lakeview Terrace Addition and the second Lakeview Terrace Addition. Both of these additions are contiguous and are on the Mayfield Lake. This franchise would replace a franchise that was granted by Lewis County in 1964 that was for a period of 49 years that is set to expire on February 10th of 2013. The water system serves the lot owners within Lakeview Terrace Addition and the second Lakeview Terrace Addition. Resolution 12-403, which was passed by this board on December 17th of 2012, set this date, January 28, 2013, as a date for hearing on this matter. This non-exclusive franchise to construct, operate, and maintain a water system on county road rights-of-way would be granted pursuant to and in conformance with RCW 36.55, as well as Lewis County Code 12.25 through 12.50. RCW 36.55 does require that no hearing be held on a proposed franchise until 5 days after the last publication and 15 days after posting notice thereof in 3 public places. Publication must be twice in the official newspaper for publication in the county. Publication did occur on December 19th and 26th in the East County Journal and on December 20th and 27th in the Chronicle. The franchise was posted in 3 public places and affidavits are on file indicating compliance with the posting and publication requirements. The franchise with a 5-year term has been sent to the applicant for their review, and they accepted the terms of the franchise, and they have signed the document and returned it to us. It's a recommendation of the Public Works Department that this franchise for a water system on all roads lying within Lakeview Terrace Addition and second Lakeview Terrace Addition be granted to the Lakeview Terrace Water Group.
So we're making all those new exclusive non-exclusive franchise for a period of 5 years
Yes, we are.
instead of 49 years and then having a problem keeping track of them?
Yes, yes, exactly.
Does the board have any other questions? Are there any other questions? Then I will close the question and answer period and ask Mr. Unzelman, would you like your opening comments be incorporated into the hearing?
Yes, I would, please.
Are there any other public testimony? Is there any other public testimony? Then I will close the hearing and I will entertain a motion on resolution number 13-039.
I move that do we pass this? I have a question. Yeah.
Move to-
I move to approve number 13039 resolution.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Call for the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's granted. We now have a second hearing. Mr. Unzelman, are you doing that one also?
Yes, I am.
The next hearing will be a non-exclusive franchise to Lightspeed Network Incorporated, resolution number 13-040. We will do it the same way. We will have a staff report. We will follow up with a question and answer period. We will close the question and answer period and have the formal presentation followed by any public testimony. Mr. Unzelman.
This hearing is to consider granting a non-exclusive franchise to Lightspeed Networks Incorporated, which would allow them to construct, operate, and maintain a fiber optic network on Lewis County roads. Lightspeed currently operates in Oregon, and they plan to expand their fiber optic network into Washington State. The company generally provides network services to state and local governments, schools, hospitals, as well as wholesale opportunities and other businesses. The franchise, as proposed, authorizes use of portions of the following Lewis County roads: Big Hannaford Road, Reynolds Avenue, Harrison Avenue, Jackson Highway, Forest Napavine Road East, Frost Road, Henriot Road, Jackson Highway South, Rupp Road, Mandy Road, and South Military Road. So essentially, it's running a north-south corridor close to the I-5 completely through Lewis County from north to south. Resolution 13-3, passed by this board on January 7th, 2013, set this date, January 28th, 2013, as the date for hearing on the matter. The non-exclusive franchise to construct, operate, and maintain a fiber optic network on county road rights-of-way would be granted pursuant to and in conformance with RCW 36.55 and Lewis County Code 12.25 through 12.50. RCW 36.55 requires that no hearing be held on a proposed franchise until 5 days after the last publication date and 15 days after the posting of notice thereof in 3 public places. Publication must be in the official newspaper of the county for 2 separate times. Publication did occur on January 9th and 16th in the East County Journal and on January 10th and 17th in the Chronicle. The franchise was posted in 3 places, and affidavits are on file indicating compliance with the posting and publishing requirements. This franchise, with a 5-year term, was sent to the applicant, Lightspeed Networks, for review, and they have accepted the terms of the franchise, have signed the document, and returned it to us. It's a recommendation of the Public Works Department that this franchise for a fiber optic network on various county roads, as mentioned, would be granted to Lightspeed Networks Incorporated.
Once again, Larry, this is a non-exclusive, so if someone else was involved in there, it wouldn't be a problem for them in addition.
That's absolutely correct. Mm-hmm.
Is there a possibility of that? I mean, is it reality? Might occur?
We seem to be getting more applications for franchises for fiber optic as time goes along, yes.
Does the board have any other questions?
Mr. Chairman, I'm Ron Averill, Greater Centralia area. Larry, I got a couple of questions. Is this fiber optic network, is it a trunk line, or is it indicated that it's to serve specific people on their route? I'm thinking of the trunk line we've got coming out of Yakima down 12 into the Morton area as an example, where you can actually go off the trunk line.
My understanding is that it's a continuous link from north to south through the county that would be available for service lines to connect.
Okay. The second question is that PUD already does this in the area that you're talking about. I'm presuming that there was a check here and that there isn't any conflict between what PUD is providing and what these guys are doing.
Yes, again, it's non-exclusive, the franchise that we're granting, so an overlap between the two providers would not seem to be conflictive with the franchise that we're granting.
Okay, as my understanding of non-exclusive is it isn't just for fiber optic, but anybody that wants to use those poles for something, that's what the non-exclusive applies to.
Yes, it would allow us to grant to various utilities for different uses, sure.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Are there any other questions? Then I will close the question and answer period. Mr. Unselman, would you like your opening comments be incorporated into the record of the hearing?
Yes, I would, please.
Is there any testimony or statements from the board? Is there any public testimony? Then I will close the hearing for public testimony, and I will entertain a motion.
Chairman, I move we approve Resolution 13-038. I'm sorry, 0-040.
Yes. Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Then I'll call for the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Resolution 13040 is approved. Is there any further business before the board?
None?
Then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn our meeting.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned.